Can y'all hear them bells? Jeez. Well, this is Rotterdam. I've actually been here already too. Like, don't get it twisted. But anyway, pimp, I'm actually here to do some filming, but we're also gonna talk about the Dji Action 2. Now, one thing to note about when you're here is to make sure that you watch your drip. Like, it will blow over. Like, it's a little windy here. Wow, it is like extremely quiet over here. It's usually like packed. Now, when it comes to the Dji Action 2 and the settings, there's really not much you have to pay attention to. For example, you can't adjust the sharpness. You only have 2 color options. You're really only like adjusting the ISO and the shutter speed. Like, that's it. Oh snap, I found another ride. Whoa, that's what I need right there. That's gangster. I think the best way to go about the video is to basically Sky Money, tell you guys how I set up the Dji Action 2 to get the best video quality that I can out of it, and like all the accessories that I think that you should get for the camera if you have it. All right, so low key, I was walking over this track and I thought I was about to die. Like, look, Rotterdam is just, man, it felt like it was about to fall through. Man, the bells, man. Every time I'm about to talk, bells just go off, no matter where I am. I mean, for real though, if I go missing, put my name on a milk carton and say, last seen in Rotterdam. So there's a spot that I really like over here. I think it's over here, but I think that's where I'm gonna, yeah, it's right over. All right, yep, this is definitely the spot. Yeah, it's like extremely quiet and like super nice. Like, look at this, like, it's like, look at this. That's like boss status right there. Okay, so now the settings that, hold up, pimp, hold up. The settings that I use for the Dji Action 2 to get the best video quality out of this little thing is, first of all, I shoot in 4K 24 or 4K 30. I do shoot in 2.7K sometimes to use the horizon leveling if I want to shoot like vertical footage, as well as like POV shots. But other than that, always 4K 24 or 4K 30. All right, now, when it comes to picture profiles, Dji only has 2, and look, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100p. I use just the regular picture profile. Now, you can shoot in flat, but the color in the regular picture profile is actually good enough. Like, just bump up the saturation just like a little bit, and pimp, you are good. Now, when it comes to selecting my ISO, I actually leave my minimum ISO to 100 and then my max to like 3200. And yes, pimp, I know that's like not what I said with the GoPro. With the GoPro, I use 100 min and 100, maybe 200 max. But I noticed with DJI cameras that they handle noise very well. The noise is actually tolerable to the point where it actually looks like film noise almost, versus this really harsh, like, digital noise that you get in the GoPro. So yeah, for the most part, I leave my max ISO to like 3200. But when it comes to shutter speed, pimp, that's where it gets a little tricky, just like with all action cameras. Let me explain, pimp, let me explain. Like the GoPro, I actually tend to leave it in auto. If I'm going for a more cinematic look, I'll go ahead and follow the rule of the shutter. Even though I'm a rule breaker, I will follow the cinematic rule to get those nice motion blurs, which is doubling the shutter based on the frame rate. So if I'm shooting in 24 frames a second, my shutter will be 1/50. If I'm shooting in 60, pimp, my shutter will be 1/120, and then so on and so on. And now, but this is a big but, if the lighting conditions aren't that great, you will get some artifact. And it's mainly because of the motion artifacting that you get with the digital stabilization in these cameras. Like, the stabilization is like amazing, but it comes with a price, and that is low light. And now when it comes to which view I shoot in, you have ultra wide, wide, and then like D-Warp. And now if you're going for like a really, really good look, then I would say wide is like perfect. Quality in wide is just like a little bit better than D-Warp. And with a quick plugin or preset, you could easily fix this like GoPro fisheye look. But if you just don't feel like dealing with it, go ahead and just shoot in D-Warp, and you probably won't even realize the difference. But if you do want the best looking footage, pimp, then I would recommend shooting in wide. Ultra wide is just a bit too wide. Wide is kind of, it's doable. What time is it? It's like freaking 2 o'clock, and it's about to get dark. Holy. All right, now, not for nothing, I was like extremely nervous holding my Dji Action 2 like over there. My beanie game, hold up pimping. So you know what's funny about Rotterdam is that it feels a little bit like downtown Chicago. It's so strange. Let's talk about these DJI accessories that I think are must-haves. First one being screen protectors. Now, I've said this before, but get a screen protector, like for real. You cannot go wrong getting a screen protector. They're super cheap. They come in like a bundle of like 3 or 4. Like, there's no reason for you not to be protected. Actually, you know what? Check me out.
Glass, 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 glass.
Man, I got so much glass, it's starting to look like ice. Like, you guys might as well just start calling me Frozone. Like, call me Frozone, my G. Whole lot of ice. If you didn't see that GoPro video, watch that GoPro video and you will understand what I'm saying. Like, get a screen protector. All right, this is like my favorite spot in Rotterdam, the cube houses. Like, guys, not for nothing, I could live in one of those. Tell me you couldn't live in one of these. Like, come on, look how dope they are. Look, I can live in that one right there. And now, the next accessory that I'm gonna have to say is a must-have for the DJI Action 2 is the small rig case. Like, this case, it works. Like for real, it definitely protects the drip. You need something to protect the drip. Like, even if you are not using both cases, like I literally only use this one. I do not use the case for the dual screen module. I just don't want to use it. What did you guys think about the cube houses? Like, for real, like, come on, tell me that's not gangster. Like, that's like thug houses up there. Like, that's what a plug is. But yeah, the last accessory that I would have to throw out there are indie filters made by Freewell. And now, pimpin', you already know I keep it real, I keep it G. Freewell did hook your boy Sky Money up with these filters, but they have no say in what I say in this video. Like y'all know how I gets down. Simpin' ain't pimpin'. And also, since I'm a gangster, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I really don't use indie filters when it comes to action camera. I do use polarizers and stuff like that, but I usually just stay away from indie filters just because the motion artifacting can be pretty bad, like when you're moving. So I usually stay away from indie filters. But to be honest, to keep it real, keep it 100p, I have used a couple for the GoPro Hero 10, so when I make time lapse, I can get that nice motion blur. So pimping for me, and this is just for me, that is the main reason I use indie filters for action cameras. And now, as you guys already know, Freewell makes amazing indie filters. But again, for action cameras, I feel like it's more of a want than a need. Pimpin', this is completely up to you. Everything I'm talking about, links are down below. And now, quick side note, if you are trying to use indie filters to get that nice motion blur on the move, pimpin', I highly suggest turning off stabilization or using a gimbal and just do the stabilization in post. If you do want to limit the amount of motion artifacting that you are getting with these action cameras like the DJI Action 2, you're gonna just have to bunk everything and just rack that shutter speed like way up. This tip works for like every action camera, so just don't be afraid to crank that baby up. Okay, now let's get our booties back to Rotterdam and get something to eat because your boy Sky Money is hungry. All right, so we are gonna pull up in this market hall right here because there's like a fish place that is, it's gangsta, like it's boss. Look, a thug can't eat nothing but boss food. Oh man, if it is closed, man, I think it is closed. It doesn't look like nothing's open. Man, yeah, it does not look open. Oh, I think a part of me like just died. That is, oh man, I'm like seriously bummed out about it. Man, like really? Fish place is right there. It's where I can see it. What the Man, that guy all up in my grill. Oh shit, almost fell.